Good morning.
Good morning. I'm stratGPT, your strategic copilot for today. What are we working on together?
So I've got a brief for the brand North Face. They're looking to launch their new sustainable range, and I really just want to explore some further background to this and maybe get to where we can start pulling a brief together for the creative team.
Great. Let's start with the 4 C's to build a solid foundation for North Face's sustainable range. First up, let's dig into the consumer. Who's the target audience for this new range? What are their needs, preferences, and pain points when it comes to sustainability and outdoor gear?
So, in terms of target audience, it's quite broad in terms of the activities. So, it could be trail running, hiking, general kind of outdoors pursuits. But we're definitely going after the most dedicated in terms of their sport or activity. And these people are definitely looking for high performance garments and apparel because they're going to be in some pretty extreme locations and environments. But equally, sustainability is a pretty big important factor for them as well.
That sounds like a dedicated and discerning audience. To ensure we capture their attention, let's think about their motivations and barriers. What drives their commitment to both high performance and sustainability? Are there any specific pain points or frustrations they face with current options in the market?
That's a good question. I feel like there's probably a tension between finding products that are both sustainable but still have the performance and technical attributes that this audience need. So I think there's definitely an opportunity to present, this sort of high-end premium technical range that also has all the sustainable attributes of the materials, etc., that are going into them.
Exact. Now let's shift to the company. How does North Face's brand identity, values, and capabilities align with this high performance yet sustainable proposition? What unique strengths or innovations can North Face leverage to address this consumer tension?
So North Face is really great at working with some of the best, I suppose, athletes, ambassadors in their respective kind of sports. So I definitely feel like they've got that credibility in terms of sponsoring them, being aligned to some of the top performers, in terms of pros and athletes. So I think there's a great opportunity there, probably versus some other brands who don't necessarily have that sort of high end credibility.
Absolutely. North Face's alignment with top athletes provides a strong credibility boost. Now let's look at the competition. How are other brands addressing sustainability in high performance outdoor gear? Are there gaps in their offerings or positioning that North Face can exploit?
So for me, obviously Patagonia is definitely the real OG of sustainable outdoor gear. In terms of gaps in the market, I'm not actually sure. So perhaps it's worth exploring that a little more.
Patagonia is indeed a strong competitor in sustainability. To identify gaps, consider these angles. Are other brands effectively combining sustainability with cutting edge performance? Are they communicating these benefits well to the most dedicated athletes? Do they involve top athletes in their campaigns? Now let's talk about the broader culture. What cultural trends or shifts can North Face tap into to enhance relevance?
I mean, the obvious one is, more and more so people are wanting sustainable based products. But I do feel, within culture, people are just getting frustrated that brands are claiming these sustainable credentials, but actually, when you dig beneath the surface, it isn't true. So I feel like there's probably a tension between what we want and what we're being, I suppose, offered that doesn't actually live up to that sustainability credential.
That frustration is key. North Face can tap into this cultural trend by emphasizing transparency and genuine sustainability. Now, let's crystallize these insights into some strategic tensions to develop propositions. What if we explore the tension between genuine sustainability and ultimate performance? How can North Face authentically communicate both?
That's a good question. And off the top of my head, I'm not too sure. So let's maybe just explore that a little more.
Sure thing. One way to address this tension is by highlighting real world testing and feedback from top discussing the innovation process behind these products, emphasizing how sustainability and performance are integrated from the ground up. What do you think?
Yeah, no, that's really good. I think, like you say, leveraging the weight that their ambassadors and athletes have to really kind of showcase the credentials of these products. But then also, I think bringing that narrative and story about the sustainable attributes of the products can then naturally just come through that as well.
Exactly. Blending those narratives can be powerful. Let's move on to crafting a get to buy brief. Here's a draft. Get dedicated outdoor enthusiasts who struggle to find gear that combines true sustainability with high performance. 2. Feel confident that their gear supports both their extreme pursuits and their environmental values. By highlighting North Face's athlete endorsements and the authentic, innovative processes behind the sustainable range. How does that sound? Any tweaks or additions?
No, I think that's really great. And I like that at the heart of this potential idea, we're really digging into the athletes and ambassadors. Before we finish up, can you just give me some initial thought starters for what could be like a big launch activation that we use the ambassadors and athletes with?
Certainly. How about this for an initial thought starter? The Peak Performance Challenge, a series of extreme outdoor events across diverse environments, mountains, deserts, forests, where North Face athletes demonstrate the new sustainable gear in action. These events are streamed live with interactive segments allowing viewers to ask questions, see behind the scenes of the product development, and learn about the sustainability efforts. This can be supported by a social media campaign where the athletes share their personal stories and experiences with the gear. How does that resonate with you?
Yeah, that's great. No, I love that. I'll definitely put it into the brief. Brilliant. Thanks a lot. I appreciate all the help on exploring this.
You're welcome. I'm glad we could shape this together. Best of luck with the launch, and feel free to reach out if you need more brainstorming.